tonight, along with Joe DeGenova. But first, joining us now, our top story, Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz. I am holding this in my hand. This was a brilliant idea. 10 things Congress should do but won't. And I read this, and I'm saying, why wouldn't they, especially in light of everything that I just laid out that the president is doing, troops to the border, he's helping on health care, he's going to go back to the omnibus bill. You know, everything, he's doing what he can on his own. Why don't the Republicans want to do these things?
Donald Trump wants to play offense, but I can tell you, having left Congress about 2 weeks after, there's a whole new clarity that settles down on you. And until Republicans who've been given the mantle of power, they were elected and put into office to get things done, until they actually play offense, guess what? They're just going to be on the receiving end of attacks.
See, if they were to do these simple things, if they would fully fund the border wall and begin the construction, but the money's there, and I still think the president can get it from the DOD, if they would repeal Obamacare like they said they would, and the president has a great idea with the associations, why do I believe that that's good politics and everybody's worried about the blue wave in 2018? That would mitigate the blue wave.
Just do what you say you're going to do. If they would just do that and do it in a proactive way. Jim Jordan talks a lot about this. This is what the American people elected us to do. So let's try it and see what happens.
Let me ask, this is how I see it. I see Hillary Clinton. She fixed the primary. Maybe I'm the only person in the world that cares about Bernie Sanders supporters. That's kind of corrupt.
Yeah.
Then Hillary Clinton, okay, she deletes 33,000 emails. She acid washes the hard drive, bleach bit. Then she takes hammers, or have people taking hammers and busting up these devices. Then the fix is in with Strzok, Comey, Page, McCabe, and Loretta Lynch in the tarmac meeting. And they didn't interview, writing an exoneration months before the investigation. They interview her 2 days later, they exonerate her.
Yeah.
And then you have the whole dossier, and then you have lying to FISA court judges.
And you have to understand that Director Comey went to President-elect Trump and said, hey, there's this dossier, it's unverified.
Said that in January of 2017.
That's right. And so, hey, here's this bogus thing. Meanwhile, he had signed his name off
3 months earlier
and presenting it to the court. So why was it good enough to present to the court? But now that there's a President-elect Trump and a President Trump coming into office, suddenly he's making excuses for it. That is something that both sides of the aisle should be looking at. But
is that a crime? In other words, I've got to believe that James Comey is in a heap of trouble between leaking this information that he had that was supposed to be confidential and privileged with the president. Then, of course, what he did to get the special counsel appointed. Then he's got this issue. Then he's working to exonerate Hillary. He lays out a 13-and-a-half-minute case and then says, never mind. I think he's in trouble legally. Do you?
Oh, I do think he's. Look, you had John Ratcliffe in the House Judiciary Committee ask him point blank, when did you make this decision? Only to find out later, months later, the revelation that they started writing this exoneration months before Director Comey actually stood up in July of 2016 and said, you know, we don't find anything there. I think he is in deep legal problem. That's why you need a second special counsel, because the FBI cannot investigate itself.
Have you ever seen such corruption?
I haven't, and it scares me because it's at the highest levels. It's not. There's 110,000 people at the Department of Justice, and they're good, hardworking, patriotic people.
By the way, same with the FBI. This is not rank and file FBI or rank and file intelligence people.
But you got the head of the beast here, and you look at those people in the senior most positions. And what's different in this electronic age is now we have text messages and emails. And remember when the FBI said we can't find 5 months worth, but the Inspector General did?
If Hillary Clinton did with her emails,
oh, you'd have handcuffs on. You'd be in jail.
You wouldn't be able to get me out.
No.
All right. Gee, thanks a lot. I'd take a cake with a file. But I look at all of this. Have you ever heard of an FBI director taking a case away from a field office, putting it in a special category, and writing an exoneration months before you investigate or talk to the key witnesses in the case?
And then you combine that with the people and what's going on with Robert Mueller now. One of the things I put on my list of 10 is that they should actually bring up, and they should have Director Mueller and Rod Rosenstein testify before the House.
Rod Rosenstein belongs in his position?
I think he should be brought before Congress, and he should have to testify about the conflicts of interest. And that would illuminate a whole set of problems.
Great job filling in for Laura, but I told you not to get. Laura is back on Monday.
She is. Exactly. She's wonderful. She's one of the best.
I know. That was more for the liberal media.
Yeah.
Congressman, good to see you.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate
it.
All right, when we come back, You're definitely going to want to hear from U.S. Attorney Joe